Hello everyone and welcome to League of Europe, Season 10 here, Division 4 for round number 12 of the season. We're back for another sprint round here at the Marina Circuit. We're gonna go straight on into qualifying, a one shot and then 10 laps as the sprint, and another full 50% race as we're normally used to, fully dry, so people get to at least pick their normal setup. Got a bit low in numbers because people decided not to show up. That does happen. We're gonna go into here. Major Falcon leading the championship still. We're gonna see if he can extend, or that someone else can creep in a little bit after he DNF'd last time in Zandvoort. So let's see as we're counting down here now. I'm gonna have a look who is gonna opt for pole position. I think 15 drives. Carcana might be joining for the full race still, so he might end up being there. I'm just gonna try and get on board with. Let's get on board with our championship leader, Major Falcon, as we head down in towards turn 1. Can't take the curb, but it's not too bad. The Sinful has retired already. Defense Scott. He does have a qualifying ban, so if he's still going to sit a lap after all the messy calls, I don't think he'll be here for much longer. We're going to head into next few corners here. Turn 5, if I'm not mistaken, as we head onto the one of the many DRS strikes, which will definitely be a factor we'll see a lot of today. Major Falcon currently P4, just jostling around for those positions. So he's trying to break in onto the curb for turn 6, which is something I've not seen a lot. Can do it, but I personally wouldn't. Major Falcon going through now, second DRS zone, exiting that chicane. As you head then into towards turn 9, a sweeping left-hander, the repro for a couple of years ago. Yeah, on the throttle as soon as you can. Major Falcon not too high up as of right now, and yeah, heading into the fan section. Let's see if we can make up some time here potentially. Seeing Steban, Energetics, Bosnia all at the front. Maybe it's a bit wrong, we'll have to see. But Yassen not looking too high up just yet, heading into the final corner now. And across the line, 22.5 for Steban. Major Falcon only down in P7. Seen Energetics in P2, James at P3, then it's Bosnia as Betsko did end up retiring. Not exactly the way it should, but he's at the back, so I guess it's just about right. I'm gonna have to see this go. But we're running for the grids. Steban on pole for the sprint race. Obviously still the old format from before, so if you're watching real life Formula 1 currently and you're thinking, why is it not a separate shootout? This is why the game hasn't quite implemented that just yet. James at the P3, then Bosnia in P4, Go 70k in P5, and California in P6, with Major Falcon followed around in P7. Swift with a decent lap actually, P8 there, Harry Noir, P9, Jav P10, then Mr. Puro, Ibo, MCFC in P13, and Sinful just decided to retire. And then Ben Scott with the qualifying ban at the back, so that'll be it. And we'll go into the sprint race. As the top 10 in that race will score points. We're gonna see who does the best there. So the top 10 gets points, 10 to 1, counting down, and then if you finish inside the top 10 and you get the fastest lap, there's another extra bonus point added on for that. So we're gonna have a quick look how that's gonna go as we head into this. I expect most people to be on the mediums for this 10-lap race, but it's also definitely usable. Hards, I highly doubt anyone would pick, but you never know. But mediums would be the preferable choice. As going to head on, obviously, for a formation lap here shortly. As we're going to have a quick look who is on which tire. Anyone deciding to do something different? Yeah, a few different choices here. Most medium. Then we see Major Falcon, Swip and MCFC in P7, 8 and 13 respectively on the softest compounded tires. Just heading back into the standings for a little bit, as we do have a little bit of time to consume. So I'm just trying to get it up as soon as I can, with the standings being on the website and all that. Steven having a very quick outlap for formation lap here, actually. Full throttle down into there. Yeah, so we're looking at Major Falcon, who's leading the championship with 181 points, failing to score last time out in Zandvoort. There's Energetics, a small, well, not really, a smaller gap now, is it? 133 after he took a third place last time out, with James taking the win, who's on 121, so he's 60 points behind Major Falcon. Joe Victor, who decided to not pick a car, then just leave because someone else was in this car, who's going to get another 10 license plates, so you'll not see him next time either, unless he decides to join now. He's on 103, then it's Bosnia on 87, Steban on 83, California is on 80 points, with Mr. Puro on 66, having a bit of a worse spell now, after a very good start to the season. Goes in the UK on 56, and Harry Newark on 47. He's now in the Red Bull full time, obviously, as we've seen Steban just wave around for the final couple corners. And hope to see some good action here. As it is a fun track to battle around out of personal experience, but sometimes not maybe the most useful thing to do. So we're going to have to see how these drivers fare around this track. As most of them line up for the grid now. I'm going to see if Steban can maintain his lead. Obviously, this sets the grid for the 50% race later on as well. So this might be worth keeping an eye on that, as potential risk could be averted here. And further down the grid, as the 5 red lights are actually going to come on from a decent camera angle for once. I've been complaining about that one for a while. But let's see who's going to get away quickest. Long holds, but away to go. Steban looks to have a pretty good start. James a bit of a worse one. It seems like Energetic will go away cleanly as well. As they head down into what's turn 1, see Bosnia and James getting very close there on the exit, with Major Falcon benefiting onto the soft set of tyres. Steban maintaining the lead. Yellow flag, MCFC I think down at the back. With Ibo going around as well. We've seen Energetics go for a potential move. Max Verstappen, is he able to make it stick? Not quite, as he has to back out a little bit, but he's going to be in the slipstream now, and he's going to know that it's going to be very good here as he heads towards the outside. Steban defending the inside, and we've seen all trailing down towards this little chicane, which can bunch very often. Steban barging Energetics a little bit there, but it seems like they're got around pretty fine. James not having the greatest time, he's down at the P6. We've seen Swip maintaining position in P8. Jav and Aaron work very close together. We're looking back at the front. Steban and Energetics getting close together once again. The Alpine Energetics right on the back there, losing control of his car almost, but just by keeping it. And the Astons are right on him immediately. He maintains his position currently. That looked like a pretty scary moment. He, I think, just tapped it back here as James is trying to get through and goes into the UK, the side by side into turn 15, but Ghost is holding onto that position for now. Steven says fastest lap, quite obviously, and everyone behind trailing through. Mr. Puro into the pits with potential damage. Not too sure, we're going to see, but the top guys are all still fairly close together, although the gaps are a bit deceiving, I think. That doesn't seem to be correct. That's not 310s. We've seen Energetics closing up to the back here. James Ed moving around the outside. It goes into the UK. Go above him, but I just think that's a better exit. And he's up into P5. California immediately pressuring the second Alpine as well. As I gotta keep an eye out on the front here. Energetics going for a lunge. Not quite. Backing out of that one. Major Falcon is the only one I keep seeing going onto that curb. Quite peculiar as Jav and Swipper go side by side. Jav making that move work quite nicely. He's up into P8 and now heading down towards California and goes 70 UK. Steban and Energetic going side by side for the lead once again. Energetic this time around looks to have that move complete, just about get in front of the Alpine there, and Steban still trying to move, but Energetics going defensive in that corner to prevent anything else from happening there. So looking further down, goes into the UK with California, Jav right on the back there. Bit of a train here actually forming. Ben Scott on the back of Harry Noir as well. And Energetics had in the past lap the range. Then James had taken that over right away, and we should actually get the proper gaps this time out. It's a bit of a lap freight curse. Both Ferraris are the only two not in this pack, but there is a bit of a split between James and Ghost MT UK. And that might prevent some moves happening here. Esteban towards the outside of Energetics. McLaren holding the inside. But Esteban might get the better exit. A bit of a wobble on the exit though. So it's going to be a bit tougher, but he should easily go past Energetics here. Heading to the outside, and I don't think that's any trouble. And some will see a lot, but Bosnia is trying to go for it as well. Not quite close enough. These five staying together, and I think Major Falcon is the one who's going to be the most greedy as California and goes into the UK. I'm not too sure what's going on here. Jav as well as Energetics is back to lead of Esteban, and he's back into P1. So a lot of action here going on. Swift, Jav, California, all getting very close together. I think I saw Swift going out towards the outside there. Harry Noir, California side by side here for P8. California getting back in front with Ben Scott right in the back here as well. Swift going for a very audacious lunge. That was a bit out of order, I can't lie. Yeah, that was way too much from the Dutchman there. I don't think he meant it, but that didn't look the best. Anyways, heading back towards the front, and we've seen the two Dutchies who are probably going to swap positions pretty soon. Again, very close together. Seen California make a move on Jav. Jav maybe having a bit of a mistake there, but he's getting back alongside here. He is down on ERS quite early on. And who's going to get the DRS here down towards the chicane, because that's the important part, and I think California got it, so Jav is going to be very vulnerable without ERS or DRS to play with. And we've seen the train in behind trying to go for a move as well. Harry Noir not taking to switch him up, and just maintaining into P9. Ben Scott towards the outside, but not quite able to. Sinful right on the back of this as well. James is still trying to move through on Major Falcon, not quite able to either. Energetics having to go defensive against Esteban. Esteban trying to switch back on the exit off turn 9. Does he get alongside? I don't think he is. Not quite. He backs out of that. Probably the smart move anyway. James is right on the back here of one of the Aston Martins. That's Major Falcon. And maybe with the soft not working as well as he might have hoped they would. And yeah, those five are very much clear of the rest of the group. And one of the Haas drivers, that is Jav, going very wide there, and then having another snap there. He doesn't seem too comfortable as Harry Noir is approaching him quick and fast. So can the Greek do anything against the Spaniards into turn 5 potentially? You might see as an overtaking opportunity. Not too sure, but doesn't seem to be close enough. I'm not opting to go for it. So let's go back to the front. All these guys with plenty of ERS to play with, so this could be getting very tasty into the last couple laps. So we're already almost halfway through. And Harry Noir moving past Jav into P8. I think if he used a little bit more ERS, he could have maybe gone to DRS here of California, which wouldn't leave him as vulnerable as he is now, especially with a bit of a slide there on the exit to chicane. Jav might smell his chance. We're going to go back towards the front though, as we've seen Esteban and Energetics go side by side coming through turn 9. And Energetics, is he going to be able to hold on? Esteban has a bit of exit, and it looks like the Alpines got there, but it's still side by side down towards the right hander here. The Alpine of Esteban is in front for now. These two are going to keep battling and scrapping away for now. Harry Noir has held on to this P8, and it's now got the goal of catching Go 72 UK. I sometimes mispronounce that as Jav has made a bit of a mistake again. He's gone very much off track there and losing a couple of positions. He is swept getting past MCFC, who's gone into the pits. Jav getting a 3-second time penalty. We're seeing, and Bosnia has, I think, made a mistake because he's off the back of the top two, and Major Falcon and James are very close to him. And he didn't use ERS there. I'm surprised. If you're in NSX at this point, you should know that that's a point you have to use a little bit of ERS. I've seen Major Falcon and James again side by side, close together. And they're going to fight each other. Steban and Energetic. Energetic moving back through there. Let's see how this is going to end out with the Aston Martins. And James had going for a late lunge. He's up into P3. And it looks all complete. And if he can get into that DRS, I don't think he is. He has a bit of a snap on the exit as well, which will leave him vulnerable for Bosnia once again, who is going to be able to move back through. Sees that flashing red light from James. But is he going to be able? Actually, he's going to go to the outside, but I don't think he's quite able to do it right now. Around the outside. Good move from Bosnia as James has gone round there. I'm not sure if there was contact, but didn't look like it. And if so, I don't think Bosnia did anything really wrong there. He was the car ahead and got to dictate the line. It didn't look like he completely turned it into James either. So James is down to P11. Let's hope for him. He's got a car that he can still work with. As Steban and Energetics are swapping positions again out of the final corner. Now these Aston Martins have to work together to try and get up towards these top two. When yellow flag, Sitton falls out of the session. He's spun and crashed out of the final corner. And we have a safety car. And James is the first one right into the pits with, I think... Oh, James is retired there. There's a safety car, mate. I know he might have some rear wing damage looking at the impact, but at this point you just try it, you know. There's not much going to be able to be done about that. It's a bit of a weird retirement there. But, you know what, his choice. Guess he can start fresh in the main race. Yeah, at the back we're seeing a few pits, and do these guys pit now? Because those fresh tires can be so good, but there's only really going to be 2 laps of racing. I think at the end of the lap 8 we'll go back to racing, because that's how this game likes to do it. I wonder, because obviously if you're near the back of this train, there's definitely an incentive to pit. We see that with MCFC and Mr. Puro. I don't even know if they're going to catch the train. These guys all will, because they're all in the train still. We're gonna have to see. Does anyone decide to pull the trigger and gain some extra points or a position that way? And James saying he had yellow rear wing damage. Hardly controllable. I still think it's possible. You know, you hope for some penalties around you. You know, Jav is someone who has a penalty. We're in P11. If you just keep the car alive, you have a point there. Which I think in the title fight is maybe not the best thing to do. We've seen these guys pit as well. Yeah, there's always an extra shot at the point, and now you're further back as well. But it's his decision. I mean, I'm not trying to exactly say what they should and shouldn't do, but that's what I would have done. I've seen both Haas drivers actually into the pits as the only ones. Ben Scott and Jav. Jav with a penalty, that makes a bit more sense. Ben Scott, yeah, doesn't really lose a position apart from Swip, so again, on the fresher tires, that does make sense. And he's going to be one to watch out for, given his racecraft at times. So I'll have to see how this is going to go. So I do think we will get back on the way this lap. It should be. So up until Jav, I think they'll catch up. I think MCFC and Mr. Pearl, unless the safety car restart is very slow, they will not catch up. But they could still hope for a potential retirement up ahead or a spin. As safety car's in this lap, so Steven can control the pace. As heading through turn 9 now. Taking a very quick pace here, actually. So he's going to be throttle limited for a little bit. I've seen the Alpine slow down now. That's it. Ooh, that seemed to get very close. I hope there was no contact here with Ibo and Jav. I saw them approaching very quick, so I was a bit concerned, but we're going to go more as Ibo and Jav are swapping. Can't do that until the safety car line, so the start-finish line, so we'll have to see how it's going to go. No one can overtake until then, so Steven is going to lead this back the last 2 laps, at least trying to. The Alpine is still waiting, keeping a decent pace, and I think he's just going to go out of the final corner there. And the Energetics pretty much anticipated that, and I think everyone behind basically did as well. Let's see, Energetic very close actually to the back of Esteban there. Almost looked like he ghosted for a little second. Is he going to be able to make a move down towards turn 5? The first opportunity here for the McLaren, using the ERS, getting alongside, and it looks like he's going to get the move done late in the brakes. And yes, he does. Catches up the Alpine in behind, and that's going to allow Bosnia to get in the midst of this. All of them obviously with 100% battery, or close to now. Ben Scott is making a move on Harnoark. Seeing down towards turn 1. Anyone going for a move? The Aston's getting very close together. Like lunge from California. Didn't mean to, I think. But getting a bit caught up there. And then Ben Scott just in behind, trying to find a way through. So gets alongside on the softs now. And he's up into P6. They're all very close together. Up front though, we're going to have to see 2x2 almost into towards turn 9. And who's going to get the better of this? I have no clue. Steven and Energetic still side by side down towards his triple right-hander. I think Energetic just about to hit the back. Gets hit in the back by Steven there. Goes wide, the McLaren. Is going to bunch it up even more. Both Haas cars making moves. P7, P6 and P7 already. Potentially could even get even further up. We're seeing them both very close together. Jav thinking about a move down towards the last corner, looking up the inside as we head into the final lap now. It's all looking very messy, as Abu Dhabi usually is. So we're going to see if anyone is daring to make a move that is a bit too outrageous. Van Scott making one, and he's through on, goes empty to UK into P5 now. Bosnia on the back of Major Falcon wants to try and get a move done. Jav getting through an MCFC. As we're seeing both Astons get very close together on the exit there. Who's going to get a better of this? Ben Scott might be. He's trying to get this top 3 position. This could be a great recovery from his qualifying ban here for the Haas. Let's see if he's going to wait this one out. It doesn't look like he is. Both Aston Martins going side by side down in towards the chicane. The MCFC with a late lunge on Jav there. Bit of contact. I think Jav gets back ahead, although MCFC trying to get back off track. But I think Energetics is going to hold this lead now here. And he's going to try and win this. Ben Scott still going around the outside of Bosnia. Who's going to get better here? Is on those fresh tires. I think he's got it. And he could be up into P4 even. Bosnia still trying to hang on there. But I don't think there wasn't much pace. It's got running him a little bit off track. But didn't look too bad. I'm not too sure. It's just the corner is very difficult. But this is going to look like Energetics could get the best of this. Ben Scott, is he going to try to send one on? Major Falcon has a think about it. Put him into a mistake, and he's going to get the position there. Energetics taking home the win. Esteban P3. Ben Scott gets P4 there after some very smart driving in that final corner. Almost pushing Major Falcon into a mistake, which is one I haven't seen much of him. He's down into P4 for the race. I'm going to comment that. Yeah, I mean, driver of the day by the game. I mean, the day is not done, but Ben Scott there, and you have to say there's a very good recovery there from last place with an extra pit stop as well on the safety car. I've seen it's worked out for him. Energetics taking home 10 points then with Steven 9, 8 points for Ben Scott, 7 Major Falcon, 6 points for Bosnia, 5 points for Ghost 72 UK. Then 4 for Harnoark, 3 for Mr. Burrow, 2 for California, and 1 for MCFC. And no points for Jav, Swip, Ibo, James, and Sinful. And I don't think Karkan has made it on time. I've not seen him join the lobby, unfortunately. Unless I've missed it, in which case we'll just see him on the grid appear. And we're going to see as we have obviously got another 29 laps to go. And the strategy could be an interesting one here. Ideally, you want to go hard medium or medium hard. The pit stop will be around the midway point. But I definitely wouldn't rule out people using the softs as well. They're not a horrendous tire to race on either. especially at the start, you can gain some good position on him, as I personally did in Division 1, before it all went to shit, basically. So yeah, I'm curious what these rides will do. I think any combination of a 1-stop is pretty good. A 2-stop, once this track had more corners, there was more time to gain. I don't think after the reprofiling they did of this track, that's a little bit gone. So I don't expect people to actually be able to do that. It's still loading. I'm not too sure what's going on. People just not readying up, potentially. We are actually gonna go there. So we're gonna get in the way to see who picked which tire. Oh, we got some interesting choices. They're mostly mediums at the front. So energetics in P1, then P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, and P10. Sure, Ben Scott, Major Falcon, Bosnia, Ghost 72, UK, Harnowark, and MCFC, all mediums. Steven has opted for the hards early on. He's taking a bit of an adventure of track. So he's going to have a bit of disadvantage at the start. Further back we see some hards as well. California, Jaff, Swip, James, and Sinful, all on the hards. And then 2 allies on the softs, which of course are the Ferraris. Who else? Because what do you expect from their strategists? But maybe we'll work out once. We'll have to see. Mr. Pro recovering actually quite well after a bit of a lesser qualifying, I have to say. But he's picked up a few points already, so we're gonna have to see if he can do a little bit more in the actual race here. And if we're seeing soft hard for him, I'm just gonna scroll around, seeing medium hard there, and then it would have been hard medium here, I presume. After that race, obviously Energetic getting a few points on Major Falcon, 3 to be exact, so the gap is down to 45 as of right now, pending any stewards, obviously, never know. It doesn't even have to be in, it can be someone else as well. So let's see how this is gonna pan out in the actual race. Obviously more points on offer. The normal points on offer here for the top 12 in this 50% race, 29 lap race. As Energetics is leading him down towards the final corner. I'm gonna see if he's gonna be able to take more points out of the Germans championship lead for now. Down in P4, especially with a hard runner, maybe someone who on pace isn't always up there, being Ben Scott. There's definitely an opportunity for him to try and get away, and I think Energetic should aim to do that, should he get a good start. We'll have to see if he's actually going to be able to sustain a few disqualifications for being in the wrong grid spot, or being too far ahead. We're going to see Energetics now trying to maintain his lead. 5 red lights once again, and away we go. Very quick start there, but who's going to get away the best? It looks like Energetic has got away the best, and he's already got a bit clear there. Steven maintaining P2, Ben Scott, and all the same here down towards P8, P9, who's a bit of a tussle there for that position. Mr. Puro on the back of California, and Ben Scott also trying his way at Steban with Major Falcon creeping up the inside there, but gets outdone on the traction by the Haas. He's back up to P3. We've seen more battling up and down the grid everywhere. We see Major Falcon getting very close with Ben Scott there. Steban and Energetics all very close as Ben Scott swipes Steban. Steban is out there, and that is going to be a virtual safety car. That should honestly be a full safety car, but yeah, I don't think Ben Scott kind of realized what he was doing there. Has still a car alongside, and yeah, that was the end of the race for Steban. And yeah, you can't just swipe out of the way once you're, got a car, you're approaching another car, you're a bit boxed in. Yeah, that's not how it goes. And after I commented him earlier, yeah, that's lesser of the ways I'd like to see him. Energetics leading still. Major Falcon's got a good start, so he'll be happy about this. As he's up at P2, Ben Scott into P3 still. Still trying to make the best of this. I don't think, unless anyone has damage, obviously, we'll see any pit stops here. Virtual safety car shouldn't benefit them whatsoever. Apart from Mr. Purse decided from the soft, you know what? Oh, he's got a 5 second. That's not great. And not necessary, because gonna rev C, so time gained is minimal. And let's see who's gonna be able to lead this. We have a very long VSC. We're gonna see who's gonna get the best out of this. So I'm waiting for the restart. Might be on the exit here. So Ben Scott is almost trying to get alongside Major Falcon. There we go, green flags, and away we go down towards the chicane immediately. So Ben Scott is trying to cause more havoc. So he's getting alongside Major Falcon already, but Major Falcon getting through on Energetics there. It's difficult to see who's actually doing what, but Energetics deep on the brakes. Looks to be ahead of the German. Yes, he is. Ben Scott is looking for a move still. He's down in P3 still. MCFC getting through in California and Jav and Ghost MT2 UK. I'm not sure what's going on exactly here, but a lot is. And that's going to maintain the way that you can ignore the gaps a little bit. That's again lap 2 on this game. For some reason, the gaps like to completely mess up. I'm not sure how it happens, but that's how it is. Jav on the hard having a good start here actually into P7. Let's see how long he's going to maintain that before messing up, but we'll have to see. As he does go very, very wide there, and Energetic making a bit of a mistake, which allows Major Falcon into the lead temporarily, because the McLaren is back along the sides and retakes that lead immediately. All bunches up down towards P6 though. MCFC on the back of this with a penalty, I believe, for a collision earlier. California. Major Falcon right on the back here of Energetics to the outside. Let's go on board. As he's going to get the better exit, I think, and the DRS, and Energetics is going to be left very vulnerable here. I think at least 2 cars could get past him, and there's one, and a second isn't far off. Energetics trying to maintain the position. Ben Scott is also trying to dive it, but he's thinking better of it this time. So I guess he does it. Harry Marcus cutting the chicane here, hoping to not get a penalty. Looks like he did. But it's maybe going to lose this MCFC in behind now. We're going to see this goes back further down, seeing Jav and James very close together with California going in as well. As up ahead, MCFC is getting past by Ghost 72 UK. And more fighting here down the grid. There's a lot of action going on this track. MCFC getting a little bit wide. I think he's got damage. He's got significant damage actually. And he needs to be careful with that going around other cars. Looks to be going okay so far. Heinen Wark losing a bit of time here. I think he might have hit the wall there because he's got some damage on the front right end plate. As Major Falcon sets a fastest lap. Let's see how this develops now. That's down towards turn 5. Energetic is right all over it. Major Falcon, but is he going to go for the move? Yes, he is. More yellow flags, so Sinful Spun. Energetic going for this move. Still has the DRS, so he's played that well. And this time I think he can get this move done easily. Sinful is rejoined and it's all good now. So Bosnia is also getting past Ben Scott. And James is getting past Ghost 72 UK. Good recovery from the PFC restart basically from him. And he's up at the P5, highest half running now. Major Falcon getting back past Energetics. They're maintaining side by side down towards turn number 9. But this time Major Falcon gets the better of the McLaren again. So they're going to maintain these positions now. California getting past Ghost 72 UK. As Ibro has got the back of Swift. I'll have a look if Ibro can make an overtake here. So Swift I think might have damage here actually. The way he's let him through like that, I don't see how he wouldn't have damage. And yeah, going that wide, I think we're seeing a Mercedes into the pits as well this lap. Which promotes everyone into P9. James has with the fastest lap on the hards. And him and California now in the top train. Jav not too far behind either. They're doing quite well out here, these hard runners. But as soon as I say that, I'll probably beat mate Num there. Energetic, another mistake there. I've seen a few of these where he just slides mid-corner just at the exit. And it puts him under pressure from Bosnia this time out. Seems to have a bit more straight line speed though, so he might be able to hold on down towards the chicane. Bosnia trying to go for it. Steven has left the session. Undoubtedly, James again through and Ben Scott, but has to be careful of the exit because there's more DRS zone coming in. Going to be able to get back at him? I don't think so. The Haas is going to have to maintain P5 for now, and the Red Bull can move on. Try and get within the DRS range of the top 3. But let's see if he's going to be able to do it. California again very close to Ben Scott here as well, which could set him up for a move pretty soon. Ben Scott just not having the race pace here of the top guys. Seeing Goes making a bit of a mistake, and penalty as well for Ben Scott here. He's gone off track a few times and then got a penalty for that. And then another fastest lap for James, who's now 9/10 off Bosnia. If he uses some extra ERS, make sure you're in that gap. But he's got a better exit off turn 1 anyway. He needs to use to try and get the DRS at the detection point, and he's hurt me, I think. And he's managed to do that. California gonna go towards the outside here of Ben Scott. Ben Scott trying to defend, but I think it's kind of futile here as California is getting alongside very early and moving free into P5. Goes 72 UK. He might actually have a chance here. MCFC with the fastest lap there. It's not one I see often on the Hearts. Bit early. He's gone into P13 now, so he's going to have some recovery time to do. Yeah, since sandwiching the McLaren here. Doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon, although the Red Bull of James in behind surely wants to do that. Often with considerable amounts of ERS, though Major Falcon is a bit lower on 30. James on 40, Bosnia is on 90, and then Energetic is also on a good amount of 75. So I think there's a few definitely more comfortable than the other two. We're gonna see how that plays into down onto lap 7 now already. And Energetics once again gonna close up to the back of Major Falcon. It's something we'll see a lot. If I'm going a bit defensive, I don't think it's necessary. It's just going to ruin your exit. That's Energetics is right on him already, and there's no fight in this. It's how it work. On the softs this time, set the fastest lap of the race. Mr. Puro coming in again. Energetics moving into the lead here. Is Bosnia going to smell his chances as well? Because being in third place in a train, speaking from somewhat experience, I guess, it's frustrating. Can't use your ERS properly, so it's really frustrating at times to just sit behind, having to sit behind, and then in the cars up ahead doing more. So it gets a bit cloudy. Surely we're not going to get any rain, don't think. It's middle of the desert, but that definitely looks a bit cloudy. So James is fully over the back of Bosnia. He's making another mistake there on the exit of turn 14. Difficult tracking, and we saw Latifi even can do it. So let's see if James is going to make inroads on Bosnia pretty soon. Who just seems to be struggling a little bit more now. The tires are going a little bit older, in the graining phase a little bit. But just maintains within the DRS, which is incredibly important around this track, as you probably have noticed at this point. Major Falcon right on the back of Energetics again, and yeah, he's gonna get past. Ooh, that was very late. I don't know why he's getting that much of Energetics here. Energetics lifting off. Well, there he is, obviously, but I thought he was lifting off earlier there. I might have been wrong though. Let's see, Energetic is going to go back through here. Yep, he is. To the outside. Major Falcon still trying to fight this. Trying to maybe push him back into Bosnia, who is taking advantage of that. Not quite alongside, have to back out there. Just about goes alright. But yeah, Energetic is just trying to somehow get rid of Major Falcon here, which is probably the right strategy in this case. I'm gonna see if that's gonna succeed. He's got 7 10s now. If he used some ERS, he could actually get rid of him. He could. 8 10s. I think he's quicker as well. It feels like it is. He uses a little bit of ERS. Tries to put him under pressure a little bit in the right places in front of the ERS detection zones. Definitely a chance for him to drop him. He's got more ERS, far more. Bosnia is then maybe the biggest threat alongside James, who's on the obviously different compound, which is actually going to be quite interesting to see towards the end who's going to do the best of it. They're all maintaining in position, status quo here at the front. They're going to look a bit further back as Jav is in the back of Ghost here. But Jav, no ERS, no DRS either. Peculiar. I'm going to go back up front to James, who's right on the back of Bosnia, but doesn't seem to really want to get through. I'm not sure what happened there. Jav now right in the back of Ghost, and I think this time out he could get alongside, not quite. Lack of ERS hurting a little bit too much there for the Haas. As Ghost going very wide there, and that time out he is through. He goes back and off quite nicely there for him. So Jav's into P7. And a good 5 seconds of Ben Scott. Might have a chance at him later on in the race. 3-second time penalty for Ben Scott, and he's still got the better tyres to go onto the Spaniard. So there's definitely an opportunity for him, but Ghost 72 UK is not letting him alone. So he's right all over him. Let's go back towards the front. This 4-car train is basically maintaining in its same position. Let's see, Energetic is almost on a full battery. Are you going to be able to actually pull away? I don't think it is. I think it's going to have to come with the pit stops. I think these lot are a bit too close together. So Ibo and Harry Warwick are fighting here for P9. I'm seeing Ghost getting back through on Jav. Go back upwards from Major Falcon, approaching the back of the McLaren very quickly there. And Bosnia and James going side by side into turn 9. Ooh, that got very close there. And I think James decided, nah, I'm going to back out of that one. And Warwick and Ibo still side by side down towards turn 9. Is Ibo going to come back at him? Maybe. Jav has got back Ghost. And James has gone through on Bosnia. I don't know how he's pulled that one off, but fair play, I guess. So Ben Scott has picked up another 3-second time penalty. The only one, and he's picked up 6 seconds instead of 3, so that's impressive. But yeah, Ibo doing actually quite alright here today. Still on the points. Ghost has pitted this time out. Is there damage on his side, or he just decided to pit? Because it is about the lap he could pit of the Hearth. Which we will see. We've seen scraps for the lead and missing here. Apologies. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, Ghost has pitted onto Hearth. I don't think there was wing damage. We've seen Major Falcon come at Energetics, and James is trying to go and make it 2 for 1 potentially. No, she's going to follow through Major Falcon, but Energetics is able to get later onto the brakes. And James is trying to switch back to McLaren. I think he's done that quite successfully there. He's up into P2 on the track now. Energetics still trying to maintain, but he's got my ERS to McLaren. And he's going to hold out that just over the Red Bull. Red Bull trying to go around the outside though. It's not done yet. Still side by side down towards turn 9. Trying to give each other enough space there. And Energetics more ERS means he can just about hang on to that position. But it's not easy for him. You've seen those mediums really going off right now. And the Hearts may be becoming a better tyre. California's not losing to this group either. See how close James staying with the McLaren. What he surely wants to go through, but when is he going to be able to do that? The Red Bull. It looks so weird, so gloomy around here at Abu Dhabi. It's not something I'm used to around this track. Obviously, it's right. Bit of a weird race at times. The jab is in already. That from mediums. Essentially. Big undercut he's trying. And when I say big, I mean big. As a Mercedes round is sinful. And yeah, mediums for jabs. Is he going to go towards the end? Is he just trying to cover off Ghost Destiny to UK, which is not going to work? Immediately, anyway. To make those mediums last, it's doable, but I can assure you they won't be nice at the end. We'll have to see. And he just right on the back here of Major Falcon. Not quite able to move through, and Major Falcon maintain that lead for the time being, but he's low on the RS, which is going to hurt him. Around the time where we're going to see some pit stops, I think, because Jav's gone through on Ibo here. And just trying to get away from the Ferrari, both of them using the RS. Seeing Ghost moving through on MCFC as well. Pitted early due to damage, I believe. He's all very much bunched up down towards turn 15. And Major Falcon heads into the pits. He's decided he's had enough on the mediums. He's going to go in and try an undercut. He's got a little bit more. And James is going to smell his chance to try and get through on Energetics now that the McLaren is rid of ERS. Or more DRS, though, I should say. ERS he's still got plenty of. Yeah, 75%. I've seen Major Falcon going to easily come out in P6 here. Have a look here. James is already through him. Energetics. They go side by side into there. I'm not too sure. But Energetics not having the best of exits there. And he is then at P2. James taking the lead on the hards now after starting in P14. Not too bad. Not too bad for the Red Bull. Jav is in again. But at least tried to firm it at this time. Oh, he's got wing damage. And now he's gone to softs. What is this strategy, Jav? I'm not sure that was the play. At that point, you just firm it, surely. Anyway, he's in a P13, 14, I should say. So, chance of points lie within a safety car reach at this point. I'm gonna have to see who's gonna die for that. He's top 3 still close together. Are we gonna see reactions from the top 3? Mediums could go towards the end. And Energetics decides not to. Bosnia's in. As he heads through into the pits. And taking it very easy. Make sure he doesn't speed. Fair enough. Ben Scott, I think, is coming in as well. Harry Noir getting a 3-second time penalty. He's in P7 on some older softs. Bit of a quiet race from him. I'm gonna see where the Bosnia come out in relation to his teammate. Harry Noir is in as well. And Bosnia is well behind Major Falcon, seeing what the undercut can do, but Bosnia does have lap pressure tires, and that can be vital at some points. That can definitely be. He's 3 seconds behind, but he's got some ground to make up. But it's definitely possible here. Work is on to mediums, all the mediums. A couple of laps used, but they'll go to the end, just about. We're going to go back towards the front. Or Energetics is trying to set a move up on James into his D rating. But trying to get back at the McLaren just for turn 9. But I think it's just better to leave it alone. And he just does just that right there. Trying to pronounce words. Goes for the undercut. Has actually caught up to Ben Scott and made it work. And he's going to try and go for a move here down towards turn 9. Using ERS. Towards the outside, is he going to be able to make it stick? I think so. Shouldn't be an issue. Ben Scott's still holding on, but not got the grip that the Alpine seems to have. So these two have still stayed out. And I guess they're going along on this medium. Peculiar. California, props to him because he's been driving around pretty quietly at the into P5 and now into B3. But he looks to be on for a pretty solid result here. Once again. So seeing how to work right on the back of Swip. Trying to get through around the outside here. Making sure to leave enough space. Ibo has now gone into the pits. As well as Swip. There's contact there and that is damage. Yeah, that's not great. I don't know how that even happens. James is trying to get back at it and it does so successfully. So Javs at the fast lap of the race. That's something I haven't uttered in ages. Ben Scott getting back through on Ghosts. Danny is out of 6. Got that one stuck, but on the exit, is he going to be able to maintain that 6th place? I think he is. He's got a pretty sizable gap there. Ibo and the Swip have both gone on to mediums. So it was a bit stuck in neutral gear there. Doesn't help. I'm gonna have a quick look at the gap here between the guys who haven't pitted yet. Still Energetics out on mediums. Is he trying to do a medium soft potentially? I can see it happening. Yeah, 12, 13 laps is all you need kind of on softs. You could do less to make him work better, but definitely possible. And he's still staying with James. Let's see how it's going to pin out for the McLaren. Into 3rd gear, into P1 once again. It's not a surprise anymore at this point, because you can just keep swapping around till the end of time, basically. It's like one of these guys to go in this lap. James is moving towards the outside. And looks to actually complete the move this time, but Energetics mid-corner gets a little bit of grip back. Still side by side. I think James thought better of it and backed out just there. I think they'll be in pretty soon. Seeing Ninja Falcon down to 16.5 from the lead. So, yeah, I don't think these guys are staying out much longer. James has decided to go in. Bit of a twisty turny. You do get a warning, by the way, on the inside there. There's definitely a possibility for any removals of that. And the entry to the pits should you actually not cross a pit line, obviously. But it just likes to sometimes say you're corner cutting where you're not really doing that. James is on to mediums, and yeah, I think I'm convinced Energetics is going on to softs. That'll be interesting to see whether he's going to make that strategy work to their best. James coming out quite a ways behind the Astons, but obviously with the better tyres now. And the fresher tyres. He's going to have a good 5.5 seconds to catch up to Major Falcon. Let's see if he can do it. He's proven in the past that he's had some really quick pace. Especially in this race as well. So it's definitely a chance that he's going to be able to, you know, try and get rid of them both. Bosnia is gaining on Major Falcon himself. And this could all bunch up once again down towards the finish. I'm going to have to see how that goes. Yeah, I expect Energetic to come in this lap. He'll be behind James. On potentially the best tyres. So let's see how that's going to go for him. Just maintaining out there 17 laps on mediums is fairly impressive, and yeah, that's him in. Yeah, should you get any warning there, this is definitely, you can get that removed. So we're gonna see where he comes out. California's gonna inherit the late, who's just waiting for a late pit stop, I think, which is fair enough in his case. He wasn't got much to lose. But yeah. As I suspected, Energetic is on to softs, so he's going to be in net P4. He's going to have some time to gain. And look at this, the two Astons are very close together now. 8 tenths between, and Bosnia has held up and has more ERS. Ooh. There's a scenario here where Major Falcon doesn't end up on the podium. Again. And Energetics is still trying to win this. James as well, and Bosnia obviously as well. So let's see, Bosnia closing up to his teammate. I think he needs to go for this lap. He seems to be the quicker one currently. So you just want to get it done and over with, not spend too much time battling, because otherwise you're allowing the other two to get too close, potentially. Let's see, he's going to go for it towards the outside. Peculiar choice. The inside was fully open. But he's got past. And up in the P2 on track, net P1. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold on to his lead. Got 3 seconds down to James Head. He's got a good 6 seconds down towards Energetics. I think there's a good chance Bosnia still takes as well. He seems to be the quicker of the hard runners currently. But James is not giving this up anytime soon. And neither is Major Falcon, and probably neither will be Energetics, who just trying to get his tires up to 10. But it's slightly gaining on James already. Not by too much, but we'll see it happening in the next couple of laps, I reckon. We have 11 laps to go. I'm going to see how this pans out. James is trying to get close to these Astons. Or Major Falcon, is he going to fight, or is he going to just sit behind? That'd be the question here. As the DRS will open for him. He's good 6-7 tenths behind as Mr. Purse picked up a 3-second time penalty. Down in P12, still on a 4 point. Should he not have too many penalties compared to Swip? I'm gonna see both Aston get very close together. Falcon thinks they're the better exit, and he's using the ERS. He's trying to go for it. This cost him dearly. Seeing the German go back down towards the inside. So we have yellow flags there as Mr. Purse going round. That's his point gone. Swip has now moved through into P12, but Major Falcon not giving this up easily whatsoever. Bosnia just needs to play this right with DRS, and all of these guys need to, obviously. James approaching quick. This could impose a danger for the Aston Martin. Potential 1-2 here. As that 1-2 will now turn into 1-2 in track, actually. So California is in. He'll be getting on softs, I reckon. Energetics on softs with the fastest lap. See, how far is he behind? He's a good 2.7 behind James. He's got a bit of work to do, but there's definitely potential still for him to win it. Let's see. James very close to the back of Bosnia this time out. I think both of them are going to get through a Major Falcon here. Watch it. I think James is going to be eager to try and get through, and Bosnia is going to be eager to try and hold off. So what does Bosnia do? He's going to go for the move, and James sees this. He's going to decide not to just yet. Both Astons breaking quite deep there. James trying to get the switch back here, but Falcon's kind of parking it here. And Falcon is going to get back through Bosnia here potentially. Both of them using ERS side by side down towards turn 9. And Falcon is back through. James is looking for a gap. That's barely there. And he gets rejected immediately by Bosnia. And that's probably the right choice. Could have gone very wrong there. James breaking very deep. It's all bunching up fully into this section here. So Energetics is going to love to see that. And it's just going to close up more and more. As James is following Bosnia on the 10th. He's basically pushing him through the corners. It's only a matter of time at this point before he gets through. But Energetics is seeing it and smelling it and wants him to get through himself as well. He wants to get into the ERS. That's the most important thing. He's got a fair bit of ERS still. He needs to use a little bit to try and get within DRS. But the Ferrari here might help a little bit. If he is ahead, I don't think he was though, unfortunately. So that's going to be it for him for now. They both asked to get very close together. Gonna have to focus on this lead fight for basically the rest of the race base, I think. As they're all three of them getting very close together. Look at this, both Aston Martin side by side. Bosnia and James said they're gonna come out on top. Who's gonna get out on top of the both of them? Is Falcon gonna be able to rebound here? Bosnia moving very, very dangerously close to being NSX. As James is trying to get back at Bosnia for that. But it's derating now, that's going to hurt his chances going towards the outside. And taking it very tight on Bosnia, and that kind of spins him out. I think that was almost in retaliate, I'm not sure. But I don't know if he left enough space there. And Bosnia is down into P4 now. Just coming out back ahead of Ben Scott. There's a big slide there. Let's open the door for Energetics to get onto the podium again. But he first has to get through his, I almost say it's championship rival, Major Falcon. But he's gonna, go through into turn 1. Sure, why not? Going around the outside there, Major Falcon kind of keeping his nose clean in it, not trying too much. But he has 2 seconds to gain now on James Head. I don't know if that was the right point to overtake, because California's getting through on Ghost MTDK. Now he's through fully. Yeah, Major Falcon following very closely. I think there's an opportunity that Energetic is kind of messed up a little bit here. Because what is it going to allow it to do is Major Falcon getting back at Energetics pretty soon. And we're going to see it here. To the outside goes to Aston. Energetics breaking back deeper on the better tyre, so it's not a surprise. Ben Scott is moving through on Bosnia, who's not going to be happy with that contact, I don't think. Java's made another pit stop, so he's going to be outside the point for a little bit again. Actually, no, he still will be. He's going to be outside the top 10 though. So let's see if Energetics, he's got 2 seconds of a disadvantage compared to James Head. Let's see if he can make that up. The softs do last a decent amount of time, but so do the mediums. So I'm not too certain who's going to get out on top out of these two. So drops to Major Falcon this time out. So Falcon is not looking like he's going to scrape up a win, but still a podium for him, which is still great. Doesn't lose too much to these two. Let's see which of the two can actually try and mount a challenge for the win. Looks like James has an advantage currently. But it's not over yet. As California has caught the back of Bosnia here. California is still on for a P4, I've just realised. And with that late stop, I don't want to try it, but you can still have a chance at a podium here, should anything go wrong up ahead. Let's see, California running back here, softs using, and Bosnia trying to get through Ben Scott as well, I reckon. Goes to the inside. Later on the brakes, and no challenge there. California getting the better exit as well, and easily moving through on those softs. As more DRS is going to be needed to get through on Bosnia as he goes fully off track. That was weird. Scott's trying to stick his nose back in. I'm not sure what's going on here. California already outside there. Good move. And he's through on Bosnia. Using those softs to his full advantage. And going around the outside there of turn 9. Huh, not sure how that happens. James has been caught by Energetics here, 1.3 now. Energetics has to gain a little bit more. Both of them not very high on the ERS, but Energetics with a slight advantage. Is he going to be able to keep that to try and gain, or is he going to have to use that to gain the DRS and then try and set off the win? And I kind of want to see if California is able to gain 7 seconds of Major Falcon. I don't think so. But he looks to be very quick right now, and Falcon doesn't look that quick as of current. We have to see if that's anything to worry about. Bosnia and Ben Scott getting very close together. Ben Scott was off the track there. Not sure what he was doing there, but hey, so be it. And Energetics losing a little bit of time down here. I think James has managed to get some slips. Some DRS here actually from Ibo. That will play a few turns into his advantage, but it's not done yet. So Jav sets a fastest lap again. Good morning, what have I come and spectated here? And he's not really gaining a lot. In fact, he's losing a little bit this lap again. And that might be a little bit concerning for the McLaren, because the mediums will just end up being a better tyre from now. And I don't know if Energetics is going to be capable of gaining enough that he can mount a challenge on this, on the Red Bull. It's going to be interesting to see and keep an eye out on. MCFC, let's just keep an eye on this. He's run 20 laps on hard. He has to gap the pit stop anyway, so you know, if he gets close to puncture territory, I would just pit at that point. Might even get the fastest lap. But if not, if we can make it easily, then, I mean, no issue there. Gap's back out to 2 seconds here. And Jetix looks, he can't really gain that much. He's a bit quicker in a straight line, which, I mean, is great as long as the softs are great, because it means you're less good in the corners, which the softs do make up for. As soon as the softs go off, it's just gonna hurt you, I think. Right now, 1.4. He's getting a little bit back in this bit of the track because my TV wants to turn off. Oh, that's not what we want. There we go. Energetic 1.5 has come back down a little bit this lap. Seen Aaron Work and Sinful getting side by side here. And that should be a pretty easy move for the Greek on the Latvian. With the P9, I'm just going to quickly check the penalties. All 3 seconds down there. Ben Scott has 9. So he's going to actually fall behind Ghost and maybe even MCFC if he doesn't watch out, although MCFC's tyres are ancient. James are just controlling his leads and seems like he can actually manage that quite well. Both of them are D rating, both of them no ERS, so this is just going to have to come down to the driving itself, and a big slide like that for James won't help. He's trying to use everything that he still gets. With Ivo getting a second time penalty. As he lets through one of the Aston Martins, and with that his teammate as well. And Jessic 1.4, this is going to have to come down quicker, I think. And that's not going to help, that's a bit of a mistake there. Comes back up. Oh yeah, 3 laps to go, 1.5. He's gonna have to either count a mistake from James, a penalty from James, or him being absolutely rapid in the last couple laps. And we're going to have to see. It's not shown that that's going to be the case, so whilst I do hope for a little bit of battle, I think it might be futile and kind of done to hope for that. But we'll have to see. Still going to maintain. There's not really a lot going on, so I mean, I would actually try and entertain a little bit more, but there's just not a lot of battles. MCC has actually decided to pit, which I think is a smart decision. Again, a pit, get some new tires on, maybe even a fastest lap point. You know, you never know. And he should still come out ahead of Harry Newark. Just make sure your tires don't puncture, you know. I'm looking at the P5 potentially for a battle. Ben Scott and Bosnia. They're very close to get it down towards turn 9, I think. Bosnia using some ERS, but both of them on the same amount, which should mean Ben Scott having a bit of advantage there. Using his ERS to try and get closer. And he's trying to find Bosnia. I think Bosnia will be quick pit because, you know, Ben Scott has 9 seconds of penalties. There's no point in Bosnia fighting this, but Ben Scott, I mean, if you can find a bit of a mistake in him, you never know what happens. As I say that, he goes a bit off track there, the Aston. Let's see how this is going to play out. And the Ethics has still not gained anything on James. I think it might be done in terms of actually trying to catch him on track. I think he's going to have to hope for a mistake or a penalty for the Red Bull. And I mean, you never know, with potentially an incident from Bosnia, as Ghost into the UK has now fought to pit. That's a very weird decision. I get you have MCFC in behind, who's just pitted, but also Ben Scott has 9 seconds of penalties. You are gonna get that. You're giving up 2 extra points for 1 extra point. I'm not a mathematician, but that doesn't quite add up, does it? Anyway, Sarnoir gets a 3-second time penalty as well. I don't think that's hurting him for now. If he loses a bit more time to Sinful, it could, but he seems to be the quick one, so now he might be alright. So he closely head onto the final lap, and James seems to be just about in control of this. 1 lap to go for his third victory in this season. He seems to be on an absolutely comeback streak. You know what, I hope he can do. I hope we get a bit of a title fight between these three of James, Energetics and Mitchell Falcon. For 6 races to go after this one. Could definitely happen. There's still definitely a lot of points on offer. So, even though the gaps are pretty sizable, you never know. As MCFC now does get a penalty, but won't matter for him. And for the final few corners, or final sector, in almost there for the top 2. And 2.2, yeah, these softs have absolutely dropped off for the McLaren. It's absolutely done to try and make this work on track. James just now needs to keep it under control and cruise his Red Bull home to the victory. He doesn't need to take any risks to try and gain more time. Everything he needs to do is not lose 2.3 seconds and not get a penalty. So let's see. It's through turn 14 into 15 and 16. And I think this is going to be the 3rd victory for the Red Bull driver here this season. As Energetics is head off track there and he's into P2. Still remains within a 3-second gap. You never know whether that can be important or not in terms of stewards. Major Falcon coming home for a podium. Bit of an invisible drive after in the second stint, but in the first stint he was definitely there. California heading P4 with Ben Scott in P5, but with a bunch of penalties. He's in P6 now. Bosnia taking P5. He'll be gutted after that. Contact moment with James, and which was referred to the 3-second gap. You never know. Ghost is gonna not get home in P6, but in P7 instead, because he decided I'd rather want the fastest lap than an extra point. And as well as that sounds, that's exactly how it's ended up. MCFC P8. So a major stint on the hard, I think 22 laps or something. Harry Mark at P9, quite a race. Same for Sinful in P10. He's going to pick up a few points. Jav is going to head home for his first point since round 3. So he'll be happy with a few. And Swip, I think, is going to head home and get the last points. It's 2 Ferraris finish a lap down. Steven has retired here, as we've seen Swip. It's a bit of a donut. It's not going very well. Traction control doesn't help with donuts, I can't lie. I've tried it once, it doesn't do quite nicely, but he gets a point for his effort. And gets P12 here in the Mercedes. So that means it's the driver day, according to the game, is James, and I think I agree with that. Makes complete sense. Gonna have a quick check what the points gap will be in the actual standings now. It's seen that these points don't matter. Sprint, a bit of a reminder. It's the Energetics take home that win. James had taken home the actual win ahead of Energetics, Major Falcon, California, Bosnia, Ben Scott. Then goes to the UK with a fastest lap. MCFC, Harnoir, Sinful, Jav, Swip for the last point, and then Mr. Pro, Ibo, and Steven not scoring any. So Major Falcon gaining 15 and 7, which is 22. So he's going to be on 203 points after round 12. Energetics getting a 28 points, so he gets a 6-point swing on him. And he'll be 160, 142 behind. With James had taken home 25. It's going to be in 146. So despite actually winning this, he's lost, I think, a bit of ground. I'm trying to do some maths here. He lost a bit of ground to Energetics. He gained a little bit on Major Falcon. But that's going to be the top 3 coming in to the next round, which will be next week in Qatar. So hopefully a bit of a new track for most guys here. So yeah, we'll have to see how that's gonna fare out. But until then, I've been QVR Verstappen, and I will see you next time next week at the Qatar Losail International Circuit, and I'll see you. Goodbye.